Some days you really don't want to show up. You don't want to do the hard thing you have to do, and you don't want to have to do the very big or the very little things that God tells you to do, which is exactly how Jonah felt when God asked him, you know that city Nineveh? Jonah's eyes got big. Nineveh, where the meanest people are? Yes, that Nineveh, said God. I want you to go to Nineveh and tell the meanest people ever that I have the biggest love ever, and that they can choose the unlovely, but my unbeatable, uncontainable, unconditional, unwrappable love won't ever stop coming to undo all of the very bad and very sad things. Jonah thought about this for a whole 2 minutes and then ran as fast as he could to a one-way ticket to sail away from Nineveh. But as Jonah was drifting off for a nap on the gently rocking boat, the rumble of a huge storm pitched right over him. Jonah was wide-eyed. All around him, sailors were hurling bags and blankets and barrels into the crashing waves, hoping to save the ship from going into the monster dark sea. Sometimes you have to let go of some things for the most important things. But Jonah waved his arms. What you have to toss in is me. The sailors raised their eyebrows and said, really? Jonah nodded. It's the only way you can be saved. So the sailors grabbed Jonah by his ankles and into the sea he went. Down, down, down into the watery silence he fell, and right into the open mouth of a giant fish. There Jonah sat into the dark tomb belly of the fish, and he got a gift in the middle of every storm. The gift of seeing how much we need God. Sometimes it's only when you see that you have very little in your hands that you can take hold of God's very big hands. Could there be even a bigger, better gift than getting more of God? Jonah said sorry to God for turning around right then and there. You always get the greatest gift when you turn around and go the right way, right towards the smiling ways of God. After Jonah held his nose in that stinky fish for 3 days, the fish gagged Jonah up onto the shore. Ah, Jonah exhaled. Jonah took a deep breath and went to Nineveh and told the meanest people ever about the greatest God ever, who loved them unconditionally and forever. And they turned around and ran right toward God, and they became the happiest people ever. Little did Jonah know that nearly 800 years later, another man would board a boat and sleep right through a rocking and rolling storm, and he'd wake up to friends who were wide-eyed with fear. And that man, Jesus, would whisper, someone greater than Jonah is here. Because Jesus didn't calm just one storm, but all our storms. Jesus throws himself right into our angriest storms so he can calm our ugliest days. Since Jesus came to save us, there isn't a storm big enough to scare us. What if you believed the miracle of a wild storm and a wild resurrection right out of the belly of the fish? What if you believed that even bigger than the miracle of God coming as a baby, God going to the cross, and God rising from the dead, just like that, coming up out of the tomb after 3 days? What if you believed in being raised from the angry belly of sin into the best day ever? Go ahead and whisper sorry, and you will see miracles start to happen.